Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. I've got another natural hair video for you today. So if you don't have a lot of time, this is definitely a style for you. I'm going to teach you how to cheat your way through a perm rod. It's not going to take all day. As long as you've got drying time, you're good to go. So if this is something that you need in your life, stay right here and let's get right into the video. So I am starting out on stretched hair from a chunky twist out earlier this week. I've already got my side part right here, and I am going to angle a part down towards my ear. As you can see, this is a fairly wide section, about 1 inch wide. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to want to blend in those sections, and I am going to go across horizontally here to make 2 sections out of this part. So ultimately, all I'm going to do right now is make sure that I add a product for hold. This is Design Essentials Foaming Wrap Mousse. And I'm going to use 2 quick pumps, which looks just about like that amount. And I'm going to add that into my hair, kind of run it through and detangle a little bit with my fingers. And as soon as I get that in, I'm going to use my Diamond brush and comb through that and detangle just a little bit. And this is almost with any twist out style. The better it's detangled, the better your results will look. So I'm splitting it in half, and here what I am trying to demonstrate is you want to make sure that your ends are fairly close in length at the end because you don't want to have to borrow for the style. So I'm throwing in a 2-strand twist right here and continuing that down to the end. I do have a video on how to do 2-strand twists as well as flat twists, and I'm adding a perm rod here on the very end and rolling that up towards my scalp but not at my scalp. So I'm going to get a little closer here for you and slow down that same motion. That's the 2 pumps of the foaming wrap lotion, adding it to my hair. I am going to add that second pump there a little bit more, making sure to get my ends detangle with my brush. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. And then we're going to separate this into 2 even lengths, and we're going to start doing our 2-strand twists all the way down to the very end of the length there. You can see everything's nice and smooth, and this is really going to help with your final results. So this is going to be on the chunkier side, but it's still going to look good. So once I get down to the very end of this, I make sure that I get the perm rod with that end paper on there, wrap it around, and then I roll it upwards kind of diagonally, close to my scalp, but not right at my scalp. And cap it up, just like that. Having this part right down the center with the twist on the side allow me to sleep by laying right on the back of my head comfortably. So I've actually twisted and put a perm rod on the end of all my twists. As you can see, I completed this around my entire head. And this is my very last section. So as I do this, I'm going to just give you a couple of pointers. So because this is the style that you want to be able to do and it be dry in the morning and you're not putting a lot of energy into making sure that it's dry, I'm making sure that the max amount of the wrapping set mousse that I use is actually 2 pumps, which means my hair is not getting extremely wet, and it'll be a lot easier to dry. Another tip is because you're not using a lot of product to set your hair, you're actually going to want to complete each twist and install the perm rod right after each twist. Since there's not a lot of moisture in your hair, you want to get the perm rod in as soon as possible so it can start taking that shape immediately. So we're down at the end of this. I didn't explain this in the beginning, but simply adding a sheet of end paper to each roller so my hair doesn't snag. I've kind of discussed this in other videos. And simply wrapping around the end just like we did on that very first twist, slightly angling it up and clipping it on. And I leave my roots exposed for a couple of reasons. A, to allow the air when it's drying to get to my roots. If it's super tight, it tends to be wet at the roots when you wake up in the morning, and also so that I can sleep. So making sure that it has freedom to kind of move wherever it needs to move so I can sleep. So where I live, it is rather warm still, so what I'll be doing is actually sleeping on a satin pillowcase. If you don't have a satin pillowcase though, just take that satin scarf that you would normally wrap around your head and just lay it flat over your pillow. If you're not a wild sleeper, that should be pretty good for protecting your hair from your cotton pillowcase. But what I've realized is if I wrap my hair up and my hair is still wet, my hair will maintain that moisture more because I'm kind of like sealing it in with the scarf. So being able to go to sleep and just letting it air dry without anything sealing it in ensures me that my hair is dry in the morning. So preferably my hair is dry in the morning. It is actually 9:30, so I don't have a whole bunch of drying time. If not, if I do have to dry, I will show you how I make that a quick and easy fix. But this is it. I've got 21 rollers in. You can definitely do it chunkier. When we see the results tomorrow, you can decide if you want yours chunkier or smaller, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in the morning. So it is the next morning, and I am now going to remove the rollers, uncap them, and unalign each one of them. This is very simple because we do have those end papers. You should not get any snags or any issues, and everything is completely dry at this point. So you can see the curls are very tight and moving well. So the next step is going to be to unravel the twist, but I'm going to give you a quick look. So you can see that middle part there is sufficient for sleeping, but everything looks good and intact. I'm just showing you some oil. I've added some to my hands. That's sweet almond oil. I'm gonna run it over all my twists. And now I am gonna unravel each twist, which is really easy because we did not share any of the hair. Each part is in its two separate sections. So I'm gonna continue this until I completely unravel my entire head. But everything is good. You can see the curls are nice and intact, and so is the kind of crinkle frontal twist. So I've zoomed in here for you. Everything has already been divided from the original twist, and I'm going to pin this up and away. And now I'm going to separate a little bit more. So kind of where it naturally wants to separate is where I'm going to allow it to separate. I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to embrace a little bit of frizz. Everything works out in the very end to look great as one concise and complete hairstyle. I'm going to continue this on this top portion. Just kind of separating it where it wants to separate and where it falls. Some sections I separated more, some a little less. So here we are. This is my last section that I'm separating kind of towards the front where my hair is a little bit longer and looser. But this is the ultimate look. So everything is apart. I'm using my pick device here to get out some of those parts, add a little bit of volume, and begin to kind of shape it into the style that I want it to. So the great part about this is this really gives you a lot of room to do so many things. I'm dividing more here, but you're wearing it down today, you wear it up tomorrow. And because the curls are tight, this is going to be great for humid days. It is absolutely humid today, so this is great for where I am. So this is our end result. You can kind of fluff to your desire, style it how you want, but this turned out great. It really was simple and easy, and I just love being able to kind of run out the door with a carefree hairstyle and be on the go. You quick 360, still kind of fluffing and styling it to get it exactly how I like. But you can see it's a lot of tight curls, so this is great for the humidity that I'm going to have to face this week, and you're good to go. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love to be able to do something with my hair that's easy, quick, and simple to help me get through the week. As a matter of fact, I actually took that Perm Rod set and pulled it up into this puff so that I was able to have some different variation throughout the week. So in my very next video, I'm going to give you some style options for that Perm Rod set. So I hope that you guys are staying tuned and you'll check that out. Speaking of staying tuned, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell so that you can get a notification every time I post a brand new video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you guys real soon and enjoy the rest of your week.